1.
My name is Kendall Martin, and this is my informative speech.
Set, go.
How many times do we hear about the amount of students dropping out in our country? According to Chastity R. Lasley's study done at Walden University on teacher perceptions of the efficiency of a high school dropout prevention program, Lasley poses the question of what our students need in order to continue caring about high school. Students are dropping out because of the major disconnect between students, teachers, and their school's culture. According to the U.S. Bureau Census, in the 1997-1998 school year, 479,000 students dropped out of high school. Now, how is this relevant to today? Students are still dropping out at a rapidly high rate. According to Chastity R. Lasley at Walden University, 25% of students are dropping out of the United States classroom on a yearly basis. Not only does this mean a loss of money by our government, but it also means the children who are dropping out will be damaging the United States economy since they will have a difficult time obtaining a job. If students continue the trend of dropping out, we as a society will be burdened far greater than belief, since it will fall upon us to support those who are unable to do so without an adequate education. Those of us who are parents, siblings, and teachers need to be advocates for our students and ensure their school is doing all they can to increase social bonding with the child, teacher, and school culture. According to the study published by Chastity R. Lasley, Marzano asserted that the greatest single impact a school can have on a student's academic success is an effective teacher. So what does it mean to be an effective teacher? Lasley states, in addition, lower dropout rates have been correlated with the care students felt by teachers. In order for students to retain knowledge and continue to have the drive of attending class, students need to know their teacher cares about them. In the study, Lasley explains that throughout the United States, schools have incorporated dropout prevention programs in an attempt to help student retention. However, Lasley explains that little empirical research has been conducted to understand how teachers can help prevent the persistent problem of students dropping out of school. Again, from the same journal article, we see that her research found the extent of a student's level of school engagement, connectedness, bonding and development of positive relationships determines if he or she drops out of a school. Researchers suggested that the dropout phenomenon is multifaceted and complex, often resulting in students leaving high school before 10th grade. Student-teacher relationships are what forms the idea of social bonding and the responsibility a student feels for participating in social normality behavior. So how much responsibility does a teacher feel when conducting a classroom where he or she is not close with his or her students? When Lasley conducted her study with the Sarah Pyle Academy, she asked the following questions to teachers to find out what they believe their impact on students are who are at risk. She asked, what are the perceptions of teachers regarding their capacity and beliefs in lowering dropout rates among high school students who are at risk of dropping out? What instructional methods and approaches do teachers use to teach students at risk of dropping out? And what are the perception of teachers regarding the extent to which relationships with students play a role in preventing students from dropping out of a school program? And lastly, how do teachers motivate students to complete high school at the SPA program? These questions become crucial throughout Lasley's study because some teachers who were not included in the SPA project believe that the reason students drop out is solely because of external factors. Lasley quotes a study conducted by Hansen and Torso in 2007 where 96 male and 36 female participants were followed from birth to age 23. Gifted students who had an academic potential also dropped out of school. Students who dropped out had less parent involvement in middle school, and the participants' parents were considered low income compared to other students, which supports the concept that external factors also contribute to early student dropouts. Lasley's study reveals that both of the teachers have valid points, but also the focus of Travis Hirschi's social bonding theory can do no harm, but help students to become more attached to a school, therefore feeling the social pressure and them to succeed. In conclusion, if students begin to have relationships within their social bonding experiences and with their teachers, it will help prevent high school dropouts. Once a student becomes immersed in his or her own special atmosphere and bonds with those around him, the drive to continue to be a good student dramatically increases.
Yay. Very informative. What do we got to prove we're here? You still can't talk?